Y'all ready for this?
Hello everyone, welcome to Advanced Pure Flow. My name is Tyler Rodriguez. I'm joined today here with Caitlin and also Jake as our students for this class. One thing we recommend before taking this class is perhaps taking another class, either yoga or maybe a strength or Tabata, just something to get your body really warmed up and ready because we're gonna kind of jump right into things, okay? Why don't we go ahead and get started? All right guys, let's start today in child's pose. Please come to the back of your mats. We'll bring our big toes together, knees separated, about as wide as comfortable for you. And as we fold our torso in between our legs, arms outstretched, a gentle bend in the elbows to relax the shoulders down, maybe rock hips side to side, and forehead on the mat to begin to close our eyes. We'll take a few cycles of breath to kind of get synced up and ready. So wherever you are on your cycle, please exhale all of your air, and we'll begin together as one. Deep inhale breath through the nose, filling up all parts of the lungs all the way into the belly, and a very soft open mouth. Exhale, side out. Again, please deep inhale through the nose and open mouth. Exhale. Allow the eyes to sit back into your head, release any contraction from the temples. Last one. Inhale, breath. And open mouth. Exhale, let it go. All right, guys, on your next inhale breath, please come into tabletop position. Bring shoulders over wrists and knees underneath our hips. We'll start today with our toes curled under. We'll take a variation of cow to get warmed up. All right, guys. Let's find a neutral spine, flat back. Keep the belly pulled in tight. As you inhale for cow, arch the spine, look up to the sky, lengthen the tailbone up. This time we're gonna shift forward slightly. As you exhale, bend both elbows, dropping the chest halfway down. Straighten both arms. Sit back on the heels, elevate the knees off of the ground. As you straighten both arms, chin into chest, bring the heels together. I want you to focus now really on pressing the palms away from you. Begin to lengthen the tailbone down toward the heels. Hold for one more inhale. Contract the abdominals, come forward now into hovering tabletop position. So hovering tabletop position, again, shoulders will stay over wrists, knees under hips, and the knees will stay elevated off of the ground. So make sure our shoulder stays protected by rotating elbows backward, belly button pulled in tight. We'll hold for one and drop to knees. All right, guys, we're gonna do that 2 more times, 1 breath per movement. All right, let's begin. Inhale for cow, arch the spine, tailbone up, shift forward slightly, bending at the elbows, dropping the chest. Exhale, sitting back on both heels, open up the knees wide. Hold for an inhale. On your exhale, come forward into hovering tabletop. Balls of the feet will stay on the ground and drop the knees. All right, guys, last one. Inhale for cow, arch the spine, shift it forward, bend the elbows, drop the chest. As you exhale, straighten both arms, knees wide, heels together. Inhale, breath. Exhale, hovering tabletop. Hold for an inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. As we push the hips up, let's straighten both arms and drive both heels gently into the ground. I want you to take a minute just to kind of reset, get the breath right, pedal out both knees, pedal out both feet if that feels comfortable. We want to make sure that our palms stay spread really wide, fingertips stay spread really wide. Kane's doing a good job of making sure her wrist stays parallel, and Jake's really focusing on lifting his hips up as he pushes his chest back and down. All right, yogis, let's find a neutral downward facing dog, please. Inhale, right leg up to the sky, 3-legged dog, bend the knee, open up the hip toward the right side of the room. Keep this left heel in the center, so driving really down toward the mat and focusing on spinning the inner right thigh out and away from you. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, knee to nose, curl in, round at the back, forehead to knee, coming up high onto that left big toe as you lift the hips up super high. 3-legged dog, inhale, right leg back up to the sky, bend the knee, open up the hip. As you exhale now, we'll take a variation of falling star. Bring your shoulders over your wrists. Bring that right knee towards your right elbow. Spin your left foot so it's flat. Keeping shoulder over wrist. Left hand will come to heart center. The right ankle will stack on top of the knee. Now, Jake's gonna stay with his shoulder over his wrist, and maybe with the hand at heart center, Caitlin's gonna maybe go ahead and drop those hips down toward the back foot, maintaining elevation off of the ground. Everyone keep rotating the bicep forward so the shoulder blade plugs. Open up the left chest a little bit more. Maybe reach the left arm forward to the front of the room. We'll hold for 1 more. And shoulder over wrist, hands to the mat, 3-legged dog, right leg high to the sky. Squaring up the hips now. As you exhale, step your foot in between your hands, dropping the back knee down and uncurling the back toes. Okay guys, left hand will stay. Now let's move this right foot off the side just a little bit and get a little bit more rotation. Maybe even so far so it's off the edge of the mat. I want you to drop your right knee out to the side and keeping the kneecap engaged and protected by pointing the toes up as well. The left elbow will stay rotating backward, bicep forward. We're gonna take a deep breath in, reach to the back wall. We'll hold here for a moment. Go ahead and check in with that left chest. If it's collapsing, push it out. The right thumb will face up to the sky, arm parallel to the ground. We'll take a deep breath in, maybe open up the right chest a little bit more. Now as you exhale, collapsing over this front leg, bending the left elbow, bringing that right palm so it's upside down to the top right corner, top left corner. As you straighten the left arm, again, cactus the right arm, and inhale, reach straight to the back wall. Now, bringing this right foot back into center, curl the back toes under, and lift the back knee. Looking down at the ground now, come onto the left fingertips. Left fingertips only. Reach your left arm straight out in front of you. Being mindful to keep that right knee cap right over the ankle. Take a deep breath in. Eyes up, exalted warrior. As you lift your chest, the left arm will come up and back and the right arm will reach around and grab the back leg. Let's take a deep breath in as we push the left hip bone forward, being mindful to not let the right knee collapse in, but instead pulling the right hip backward. Caitlin's gonna continue to find length on the whole left side of her body. I like to maybe lift the left heel like she is. Some of you may like to drive the left heel down like Jake is, whatever feels best on that whole left side. Let's take one more breath in. Eyes forward, warrior two, and open up to your left. As we spin the back foot so it's parallel to the back edge of the mat. Shoulders will stay over hips, arms parallel to the ground. We have a tendency to let this left hand drop, so we're gonna keep it lifted. Shoulder blades are together and active. Now I like this posture for so many reasons. It's very strong, but we also have to find our balance. So see if we can maintain strength in the integrity of the posture, but softness in the eyes and calmness in the breath. Maybe close the eyes for just a moment, kind of get recentered. All right, guys, hands to heart center. Inhale, straighten both legs. Both arms reach up to the sky and reverse warrior. Bend back into that front leg. The right hand will reach up and back. The left hand will grab the back leg. Just make sure that hand is not dumping any weight into the knee. Now we want to keep this left foot so it's parallel to the back edge of the mat. Left arm strong. She's gonna stay in his reverse warrior. I'm gonna offer Caitlin an option for a bind so she can clasp both hands behind her head, kind of like a clamp like this. Now, it's really important that we protect our shoulders. So as much as she's drawing, yes, the right shoulder down, she's gonna work that left elbow down to the hip and opening up all the way in the right side, maybe even into the tricep. Jay's doing a good job of keeping his abs pulled in. Let's hold for one more inhale and gently release. High lunge, prayer twist right. We're gonna come back to center. The back heel will lift. Hands will pass through heart, and we'll meet with elbow on the outside of the knee. Now, let's keep strengthening that back leg a lot. Being mindful not to crowd the right side of the neck, fingertips spread wide. Take a deep breath in, look down, chair pose, prayer twist. Stepping the left foot forward to meet the right. I like to keep my feet together. Some of us might like to separate the feet a lot. Just make sure that the knees stay stacked over the ankle. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, contract the abs in, forward fold, Uttanasana, unwind. Let's heel toe both feet together now. Halfway lift on the inhale, palms to shins, backs flat. Reaching both arms to the ocean or forward out in front of you, keeping the torso parallel to the ground, abs pulled in. This is where I like to bend the knees a tiny bit to keep strength in the legs. Now turn your palms to face the ground and cactus the arms, driving the elbows toward the back wall. Let's find airplane wings as we straighten both arms. Take a deep breath in, hinge at the hips, reach for the ground, come up all the way to standing at the top, cactus the arms, open up the chest. Pushing the pelvis forward. Inhale will take you back to center. Exhale, hands to heart, forward fold. All right, guys, let's flow through our vinyasa. Halfway lift on your inhale, palms to shins, backs flat, and hands to the mat, stepping back now. We're gonna take a little bit of a variation, so listen carefully. Inhale, shift forward, please. Option to drop the knees, lower halfway down. Chaturanga Dandasana, low push-up. Upward facing dog on the inhale. Let's get big toes together, heels slightly separated, kneecaps, thighs off the ground. Rocking the hips to the left, eyes will come to over the right shoulder. Back to center, hips to the right, eyes to the left, back to center, and downward facing dog. All right, guys, great job. Let's take a moment to just reset our foundation, reset our base. Let me pedal out the feet. All right, guys, here we go. Left leg, please. Left leg high to the sky for three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Keep driving that right heel down. As you exhale, knee to nose, curl and round out the back, forehead to knee. Come up high onto that right foot. Drive the hips up high as you can. Three-legged dog, left leg high to the sky. Bend the knee, open up the hip. And now for our variation of falling star. Shifting the shoulders over the wrists, bringing that knee really far out to the side. Spin the right foot so it's flat. Right hand to heart center. And stacking that left ankle on top of the knee. Now, Sometimes this right foot is too far backward, so I'm gonna ask Jake to just move this foot in just a tiny bit so he has more strength in that back leg. Now, Caitlin's maybe has the option to take the hips down low, and if Jake feels really strong on this side, he's gonna open up that right shoulder just a little bit, or if he wants to join Caitlin there as well. Being mindful to protect the shoulder by rotating the elbow backward. That's good. One more inhale, please. Look down, shoulder over wrist, hands to the mat, three-legged dog, left leg high to the sky. And as you exhale, knee to chest, step your foot in between the hands, gently drop the back knee down. And as we said before, sometimes that foot doesn't get there. You're just gonna kind of scoot it forward. Okay guys, right hand will stay down. Let's move this left foot off to the side again, pretty far out. Now, if the hips feel good and you want more depth, you can move this right knee backward and left arm up to the sky. Now, as we work the knee off to the side, let the arch of that left foot lift. It's gonna help get into that outside hip a little bit more. Before we do our rotation, check in with the shoulder. Make sure it's not crowding the chin or the ear. Reaching the left arm straight back behind you now. Let's get the fingertips active. Take a deep breath in, open up the left chest a little bit more. And exhale, collapse over that front leg. Drag the hand across the mat, top of the hand down. As you straighten that right arm, cactus the left arm, and reach back. All right, looking forward now. Heel toeing that left foot back to center, so foot flat. Curl the back toes under, lift the back knee. All right, guys, now come onto the right fingertips. Keeping the left chest rotating open, abs pulled in. Stay hovered and committed on the inside of that left leg and reach your right arm forward. Right thumb will reach up to the sky. Take one more inhale, push that right hip forward. Exalted warrior, inhale, reach up and back. So for exalted warrior, sometimes when we come up, our stance is too long and we feel like we can't balance that well. So if that's the case, just bring this back foot in just a tiny bit. So he doesn't have to worry about so much about focus on balancing, but really opening up his side body. And again, as Caitlin works her bind with that back hand, if the leg's not available, grab your hip, grab your clothing, whatever it is, and drop the left shoulder to the back left corner of the mat. Let's rotate the right pinky finger to face the back wall. Hold for one more inhale, please. And contract that right side, warrior two, and open up. Okay, guys, now, let's get situated in our warrior two on this side. And sometimes the hips are really tight and this knee doesn't want to open. If that's the case, you can let this right hip bone come forward and slightly down so we can maintain that safety of that left knee. All right, so let's make sure that front foot is pointed straight forward. Hands to heart center, please. Inhale, straighten both legs, both arms reach up to the sky. Both legs straight, and now reverse warrior, bend back into that front leg. As reverse warrior, left arm is gonna come up, and the right hand will grab the back leg. Now, Jake's taking the half bind, which I really like, because he can open up that right chest a little bit more. Caitlin, again, has the option to take our other bind, which is gonna clasp her hands behind her head. Now, she has a pretty good bind, and the fists are really low toward her shoulder. So she can focus on pressing the back of her head into the forearm. That's gonna strengthen the posture, so please be mindful of that. And as well as she's looking up, that will also deepen the posture. Jake's doing a really good job of making sure that he breathes into that left side. Just take one more inhale, please. Gently release the bind, high lunge, prayer twist. Coming back to center, hands will pass through hearts. Before we move, I wanna make sure again, that the back leg is stable. So if you're super wobbly or like what's going on, you can drop the knee or just bring that back foot in a little more. To work the twist, if the hands are in the face, that's totally cool. We're gonna work them down eventually. Either way, inhale, we open, and exhale, we contract and see if we can find a little bit more space from abdomen to leg. Looking down now, please. Take a deep inhale, chair pose, prayer twist, left. Stepping the right foot gently forward to meet the left. Get weight back into the heels now, perhaps hips below chest, and elbows are working away from each other. One more breath in, looking down, contract, forward, fold, unwind. Great job, guys. Halfway lift, inhale, please, palms to shins. Exhale, forward, fold. All right, one more, halfway lift, inhale. Keeping our halfway lift, reaching both arms out in front of us, turning the palms to face the ground. Set the shoulders into the back, pull the abs in, little bend into the knees, cactus the arms. I want you to focus on open collarbone, open chest. Airplane wings now, reaching toward the back of the room. Keep those triceps active. Take a deep breath in, lead with the eyes, hinge at the hips, come up all the way to standing at the top. Cactus the arms, backward bend, pushing the pelvis forward, lengthen the tailbone down, inhaling back to center, and exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. All right, guys, let's flow through our Vinyasa, and we'll meet in downward facing dog. Halfway lift as we inhale, and plank position. If you want to float back, we'll land with bent elbows. Shifting forward now, lowering halfway down, upward facing dog as we straighten both arms, biceps forward, and exhale, downward facing dog. All right, guys, again, let's reset the base, reset the foundation. We're breathing in and out through our mouth. I want you to just recognize that. Exhale out of the mouth and start over. Okay, guys, listen carefully, please. Inhale, lift the heels up high. Come up high onto the toes. So we're gonna roll all the way into Chaturanga Dandasana. So once the eyes come through, that's when we'll begin to lower halfway down. Upward facing dog and hold, please. All right, guys, we're gonna work into Wild Thing from this position. So I want you to focus on kneecaps, thighs off the ground, legs strong, and shoulders peeled down and back. Pick up the right leg, the right foot off of the ground. If you want more, you can scorpion your leg, keeping the left shoulder over the wrist. Now flip it, the right foot on the mat behind you. We're gonna start low, and then we'll inhale, drive the hips up to the sky for our Wild Thing. Now, if you want a little bit more lift, you can pick up the right heel, or like Jake's doing, keeping that right heel planted and driving down. Take one more inhale, please. Exhale, right hand down, three-legged dog, right leg high to the sky, and step your foot in between the hands. All right, guys, back knee will stay lifted, heel will stay off of the ground. Take a deep breath in, crescent lunge, arms up to the sky. All right, again, make sure we can see that right big toe on the inside of our right calf. We're gonna keep pushing the left thigh forward and make a slight rotation to the down and inside of the center of the mat, as well as spinning the inside of the right thigh up to the sky. Let's take one more inhale, please. And exhale, high lunge, prayer twist right. Hands will pass their heart center right where we just came from. All right, guys, now we're gonna get a little bit more acquainted with the other parts of our mat, right? If we haven't already. All right, guys, straighten both arms out in front of you, please. Now inhale, raise the right arm up to the sky, reach to the back wall, undo the left arm, monkey lunge to the back. We're gonna sit into that left hip bone. Now, as we work into monkey, this is a very difficult posture because the hips, sometimes they don't like to cooperate. So what I do often is I bring this right foot in a lot, so really shorten the stance. We wanna make sure that the kneecap stays protected. So when you keep this right quadricep engaged, you can see and feel your kneecap lift. Wherever we are, whatever depth, Caitlin's got her foot elevated off the ground, so do I, so does Jake. Some of you may like to have that left foot flat, but wherever we are, let's focus on open chest, okay? All right, guys. Take a deep breath in, and deep breath out. And we're gonna transition to monkey to the front of our mat. Let's take a deep inhale, look to your right, and shifting over now into that right foot. So we'll be at the front of our mat now, front of the mat. And since both sides are different, maybe we make adjustment. All right, guys, focusing on protecting that knee. Jake still has his block, so we can focus on open chest. Okay, guys, let's take a deep breath in. Arms out wide, left hand will come low toward that back foot, right hand will come high. Option for yogi toe lock. You can grab the index finger, middle finger, and the thumb will grab the big toe. If maybe it's not there, we can grab our calf, or even just put this left hand on the ground. Let's focus on opening up the entire chest. Take a deep breath in. If you have the bind, gently release hands back to heart center. Interlacing all 10 fingers now, opening up your palms, straightening both arms, pivoting on the ball of that left foot, coming back to the center and hovering on this front thigh. Let's get palms above the head. Take a deep inhale and airplane wings, arms alongside the body, hands to the mat, drop the back knee down, half splits. All right, so we're gonna take our half splits and get active rest break. Toes will point up to the sky. Oftentimes this right hip wants to pop out. We're gonna keep pulling it back and driving the right heel forward. We'll use this time to reconnect with our breath. Great job, guys. All right, shifting forward again, back into that front leg. Now, curl the back toes under, but keep the knee on the ground. Lift the chest, please. Let's take eagle arms. Left thumb will come to the nose, right arm out to the side. We're gonna weave elbows underneath. And once we get the elbows, kind of just shimmy them together. We're gonna work our palms together. If this isn't available or the chest doesn't like this, you're gonna grab opposite shoulders with opposite palms. All right, guys, keeping our eagle arms, elbows away from the ground, fingertips reach up to the sky. Keeping the back toes curled under, lift your back knee. Now, preparing for warrior 3 with eagle arms. Eagle is a little bit of a difficult bind because we can't really see that well, right? There's something blocking our vision, so I want you to focus. You're 1 point in space out in front of you. Let's hover over that front thigh, picking up the back leg now for warrior 3 with eagle arms. Just for a moment, we want to find stability in the pelvis by working the left hip bone down and reaching the fingers toward the front of the room. Keep that abs in tight. You feel the lift out of that hip, keeping the back protected. One more inhale. Gently release the bind, arms out in front of you. Maybe go wide, then come forward. And exhale, one-legged mountain pose, hinging at the hips, arms up to the sky. As the left knee comes into the chest, let's keep strengthening that right leg. All right, guys, deep breath in, please. Exhale, hands to heart center, Shiva squat. We're gonna weave that left leg around the right calf. Now, a couple variations here. Jake's gonna take his block and go left hand on the block. Caitlin may like to stay at heart, or maybe she wants to go down. A couple things to be mindful of in Shiva squat. We want to keep the toes active, so they're both doing a great job of pointing all 10 toes forward. Now, if you want a little bit more of a chest opener, right arm can come up to the sky. Jake's gonna stay in his Shiva squat. I'm gonna ask Caitlin to go into revolved dancer pose. So she's gonna bring her left knee in a little bit, and as she bends the leg, her foot's gonna come toward her glute. She wants to grab the outside and top of her foot. Now before we come up, we're gonna just lengthen that right leg, right in the hamstring. Left hand will come to heart center. And we can stay here. If she wants, she can lift and kicking that knee out into the side, and the left arm maybe releases to the sky. Jake, I want you to do a really good job of focusing on bringing that right hip. Very good. Caitlin's gonna stay for one more. Jake, you're gonna go right hand down, and we're gonna gently unweave, forward fold. Caitlin, left hand to heart center. She's gonna gently release that back foot for her forward fold as the left foot steps forward to meet the right. And we'll hang out here for a few breaths. Let's get a really deep fold, guys. Knees bent so much that the belly lays flush on top of the thighs. Maybe rock forward and back side to side. All right, let's flow out through our vinyasa. Halfway lift, inhale please, palms to shins. Exhale, plank position, option to float back into your chaturanga. Jack's gonna stay back. He's gonna meet us in chaturanga. Upward facing dog, inhale breath, pull the abs in, and exhale, push it back into downward facing dog. All right, guys, deep breaths now. All right, here we go. Inhale, lift the heels up high, come up high into the toes. Find a cat back as you round out. We're gonna shift forward into our plank. Once the eyes come through, lowering all the way down, halfway down, chaturanga dandasana, upward facing dog, and hold. Now it's really important that we get kneecaps, thighs off the ground. As we push the pelvis forward, we're gonna pull the mat toward us. Now, keeping strength in the stomach, pick up that left foot, bend the knee, keeping the right shoulder over the wrist. For a wild thing, place the foot on the mat behind you and lift the hips up to the sky. Now, I often reach toward that planted hand. Some of you may like to turn your palm to face forward. See if you can get a little more activation in that left side body. Again, if you want more lift, you can pick up the left heel. Let's keep driving the hips up to the sky. Take one more breath in, please. Exhale, left hand down, three-legged dog, left leg high to the sky, and stepping the foot in between the hands. All right, guys, keeping that back foot, a back heel lifted, knee off the ground, chest up, crescent lunge, arms up to the sky. Okay, now again, making sure that we can see that left big toe on the inside of the calf. As we said before, slight rotation from that right thigh forward and down, being mindful not to let this back heel pop out or in, so we want to keep the heel hidden behind the ankle. Shoulders will stay over hips, biceps close to the ears, and fingertips wide. Let's take one more inhale. Hands to heart center, prayer twist left. Great job, guys. As we hover over that front leg, check in with those front toes if they're gripping, just to keep them active, and abs pulled in tight. All right, guys, here we go. Preparing for monkey to the back. Straighten both arms. Inhale, raise your left arm high to the sky, reach to the wall behind you, look down, release the right arm, monkey lunge into the back. So now with the back of our mat again, Jake's gonna grab his block, maybe shorten the stance a tiny bit. We wanna focus on open chest and backs flat. So shoulder blades come together, abs pulled in, the right knee works open, and the left heel drives down. All right, guys, holding for one, and let's go left hand low and right hand high. So since Jake has that block, he's gonna put it under the left hand, that way he can focus on planting down and maybe reaching that right arm up to the sky. Option for yogi toe lock again. If you're in that toe lock, focus on rotating your bicep away from you, and if your arm's reaching up to the sky, drive through the right palm. One more inhale, please, and hands to heart center. Very good, guys. Let's shift forward now to the front of our mats. front of the mat. All right, now, again, making our adjustment. This front heel may be flat or lifted, either one, whatever feels most stable and strong. Hands to heart center, please. All right, inhale, arms out wide, right hand will come low, left hand will come high. Exhale, hands back to heart center. Interlace all 10 fingers, open up your palms, straighten both arms, look to your left, pivot on the ball of that right foot, and we're gonna hover over that front leg, palms above the head. Make sure that the shoulders don't come out, so set them in, and make sure that left knee stays over the ankle. One more inhale, please. And airplane wings, release the bind, hands to the mat. Drop the back knee down. Keeping the left toes, or the right toes curled under, lifting our chest. Okay, guys. Eagle arms, please. Right thumb to nose, left arm out, and we're weaving underneath, okay? So right thumb to nose and left arm underneath. And again, if this doesn't feel good, you're gonna go palms to shoulders. All right, guys, preparing for warrior 3 with eagle arms. Stomach's in tight, lifting the back knee off of the ground. Now, instead of looking right in front of you, look about 5 feet in front of your mat, and let's lift. As we shift the weight into that left foot, the back foot will lift as well. It's easy to crowd our neck, so keep the shoulders down as much as you're reaching the left or the fingertips forward as well. Jake has his palms at shoulders, so elbows will work away as well and strengthen that back leg. Great job, guys. One more inhale, please. Gently release the bind, arms out wide. Now reach forward and one-legged mountain pose, hinging at the hips, arms up to the sky. Preparing now for our Shiva squat. Keep that strength in the left leg, the same strength it took to get to this posture. One more inhale, please. Hands to heart. Shiva squat. Let's weave that foot around. Jake's gonna grab his block. Right hand will come down and left hand will come up high. Okay, again, keeping the legs protected, knees protected, toes active. Jake's gonna stay in his Shiva squat, really focusing on left chest rotating. Caitlin's gonna go into revolve dancer. So as she brings her left hand to heart center, that right knee's gonna come in. There we go. And she's gonna grab the top and the outside of her foot. Now, keeping her abs pulled in tight, she's gonna go right hand to heart center. Once she feels stable in the center, she'll begin to lift her chest. At the same time, she's gonna kick that knee out and away from her body, maybe raising the right arm to the sky. Jake, you're doing a solid job. Stay with me on that left hip, that's good. She really wants to focus on emphasizing length in the whole right side, so she kicks into that hand. It's gonna open up that left bicep and the chest will follow as well. Okay, Jake, left hand down, slowly unweave the leg. Caitlin, when you're ready, right hand to heart center, please. Bending into the left leg. Jake will meet in forward, fold at the top. Caitlin's gonna bend and release. Great job, guys. Halfway lift, inhale, and forward, fold, exhale. All right, guys, halfway lift, please, inhale. Reaching both arms out in front of you, palms will face the ground, little bend in the knees, cactus the arms, airplane wings all the way back, hinge at the hips, come up all the way to standing, palms will touch overhead, and hands to heart, forward fold. Let's flow through one more vinyasa, guys, and we'll meet in our child's pose this time, okay? So let's flow through. And upward facing dog, deep breath in. Exhale, we'll push it back into downward facing dog for just a few breaths. All right, guys, deep breath in, heels high, and drop the knees, balasana. Let's take classic balasana today. So knees will stay together, and feet together as we fold our torso over the legs again. This time we're gonna reach our arms alongside our body with our palms facing up and the forehead on the mat. Let's just take a deep breath in together. And big open mouth, exhale. Let's let that heat out, kind of cool it down, and recenter ourselves. Maybe with eyes closed, maybe rocking the forehead from left to right, side to side. Let the arms be super heavy, let the tops of the hands be super heavy, let the shoulders relax down, and now really focusing on really just emphasizing the breath. I like to imagine the breath as like a wave motion, so if it kind of comes in as a massage, it kind of comes out the same way, and it really calms our nervous system and our bodies down. All right, guys, when you're ready, please place your palms under your shoulders, gently lift your chest up and rock to one side. All right, let's come forward to the front of our mats. Knees will be bent, feet will be flat, and let's bring arms out to in front of us and gently chin into chest, coming all the way down onto your back. Great job, everyone. Let's have knees bent, feet flat again, please. Arms out wide to the side. Stack your right ankle on top of your left knee. Right ankle on top of the left knee. Scoot the hips toward the right a little bit. And we'll take supine twist. Let everything fall down to the left side. So everything will come down. I like to place the ankle on top of the knee sometimes because it really allows the other knee to kind of just sit down tight, so we have to worry about keeping it down. And again, in our supine twist, let's not worry about forcing the twist. We bring our chin toward the right shoulder, allowing the left side of our neck to relax. And again, with eyes closed, just begin to down-regulate our nervous system, neutralize our nervous system. All right, one more inhale, please. And contract the abdominal wall, come back to center. Carefully coming back. Once you're all the way back, and unhook that ankle, pull both knees into your chest. Just one last time. And let's go other side now. So left ankle on top of right knee. Scooting hips to the left, just a couple inches, and arms out wide, and knees will go all the way down to the right. As we fix our eyes over the left shoulder again, maybe they will come to a close. Play around with dropping the chin more toward the shoulder this time. You can lengthen that whole right side neck, maybe even all the way behind the right shoulder blade. And see if we can just find a little bit of softness somewhere. So forehead, temples, jaw, face, maybe even all the way into the lower belly. And when you're ready, please come back into center. And gently unhook the ankle from the knee, pull both knees into the chest. One last time, maybe just rock from side to side a little bit. Gently coming back into center, we'll take one more breath in together. Let's take a deep inhale through the nose. Bring your forehead up to meet your knees. Curling round into a big ball and open mouth. Exhale, release everything out for final resting pose, shavasana. Great job, everyone. All right, settling into our final resting pose. Let's have the legs extended out wide, arms alongside of our body, palms facing upward. And let's have the feet spread wide as well. So just really open up. And with eyes closed, relaxing the forehead. Releasing any contraction again from the temples, letting the eyes sink into the head, shoulders relaxed, chest lifted and light, and body spacious. I'd like to thank all of you for joining us again today. My name is Tyler. Until next time, namaste.